Hey everybody, it's 8:30. Welcome to Cocktails in the War Room. How are you? It's Mistress Carrie. I am at home, still sitting in front of the balloon from my dog's birthday party the other day. But I blew it up. I'm leaving it, at least for a while anyway. How are you guys holding up? How are you doing? I wanted to show you guys my cool glass. Hold on. The skull kind of erases when the glass gets sweaty, but it's pretty cool. What's going on, Ash? Hey, Scott. Hi, Jillian. Hey, Wendy. 8:30 on the dot. Come on, baby. I've only been late one time, and it was because I had people here moving a treadmill in my basement. Otherwise, it's been a hell of a lot easier being on time for Cocktails in the War Room than it ever was for my radio show. What's up, Will? Hey, Keith. The arm is good. So today I donated blood, and my veins, I have been told, can be a little tricky at times. And Terry, the lady that took my blood today, got it on the first stick. So way to go, Terry. No bruise. My arm is fine. They pricked this finger. But I feel good. I will tell you that I made my appointment to donate blood with the Red Cross about 2.5 weeks ago. I went to the UMass location in Worcester because it was the soonest appointment that I could get, and I still had to wait 2.5 weeks. I asked them today why it's taking so long to get appointments, and because they're only allowed to have a certain occupancy inside the donation centers, that's what's causing the holdup, and why they still have the same blood needs, but because they're limited on the number of people that they can have inside the building, that's why it's taking so long for them to be able to schedule appointments with people, because they can't be at capacity inside the building because that would be too many people. So I went today. I had a 1 o'clock appointment. I got there a few minutes before 1 o'clock. If you download the blood donation app from the Red Cross, you can do a lot of the stuff right on the app. You can fill out that long questionnaire and kind of do all of that stuff even before you arrive. I just wanted to be there for the shortest amount of time possible. One, because of the occupancy thing, and two, just because, everybody is coming in from wherever and they're wearing masks and all of that. But Wednesday, come here. I'm trying to lure her over here, but she doesn't want to come. So come here, Wednesday. There she goes. Come up here. She doesn't want to do it. I got this thing that I got her for her birthday. She freaking loves it. And it makes so much crinkling noise that she likes to chew on it in the middle of the night while I'm trying to watch TV. And it's loud. Obviously, she doesn't want to come over. So anyway, you can fill out a lot of the questionnaires, all of the answers to the questions, kind of all of that on the app ahead of time. You can also make appointments and find a donation center that's closest to you. You can do all of it on the app, which is really cool. It'll send you reminders about your appointment. And then it gives you like a barcode that they scan, and then you sit down with the lady for a couple of minutes in the private room. She pricks your finger, checks. I found out today that my blood iron was a little low. Not low enough that I got turned away for donating, but lower than it normally is. And so obviously, I don't know, my diet is kind of off, I guess, being stuck in the house. But I was in and out of there in right about an hour. It took me 8 minutes and 9 seconds to fill up the pint of blood, which I learned weighed a pound today. So I got my stickers. I opted for Cheez-Its and apple juice for the donation today. And all of the people that were working today were so gracious and thankful for the people that were coming in to donate blood. And, I was really making sure that I was thanking all of them for their hard work, because it's got to be pretty intimidating when you're dealing with the general public and obviously, people's blood at a time like this, and they were like, no, the people that are coming in to donate are our heroes, because we're not making it easy on the people that want to donate, because there aren't as many blood drives as normal, and you've got to kind of go out of your way a little bit. It's not as convenient, but that they still need blood. So I promised them today that I would tell all of you guys how easy it was. It was painless. The app, even the Red Cross blood donation app, if you download it, you set up like a username and a password and all of that stuff. But then there's even a thing that you can take selfies. And so if you look on my Instagram at Mistress Carrie WAF, on Twitter at Mistress Carrie, or on this Facebook page, that you can actually take selfies, and then the Red Cross has all of these different filters that you can put on it, and that's all through the Red Cross app. So download the app if you can. If you qualify, please go and donate. You can save 3 lives with 1 pint of blood. And all of the qualifications, everything you need to know is right up on that app. And it was just, it was very easy. I will tell you that when I got home, I was a little tired. So I haven't napped in like 2 or 3 weeks. I wanted to nap the other day after I did all that work in the garden, but I knew that if I fell asleep, I probably was going to oversleep and not be able to hang out with you guys. So I did nap today, and I'm not woozy or anything. Like, I feel fine, but I'm tired. So I'm going to cop to it and tell you that I am just drinking my favorite non-alcoholic beverage tonight, which is Polar Lime Seltzer in my Skull glass. So the skull disappears when the glass gets cold, but you can kind of see it there. So I'm not having a cocktail tonight because I donated blood, and I don't want to get all on you tonight. So they told me to hydrate. I guess their idea of hydrating was not the large iced coffee that I chugged before I got there, which made my blood pressure a little high. And but I got to tell you, like, I don't leave the house all that often, as you know, but when I leave the house, I allow myself to get an iced coffee at Dunk's, and it tasted so good today. It was so good today. So I got to thank everybody at Dunk's. My coffee was perfect, and everybody at the American Red Cross Blood Donation Center on Plantation Street in Worcester was amazing today. So thank you to everybody. That is out there today. I got to thank my friend Kathy that made me that awesome mask I showed you guys last night. So she made it for me so that I could wear it when I went to donate blood today. And I got a lot of compliments on my mask. So if Kathy's watching, you rule. And Kathy, put the link to your business on there, because she sews, and she made me an awesome mask. So Eric says, your shirt is fire. So check this shirt out, right? So I dug this out of my box. This is WAAF versus the damn Yankees in celebrity softball, June 12th, 1993. And I dug it out of the box today. I thought it was pretty cool. And what's crazy is that I don't think I've worn it since that day. Because like when you get a new shirt and you can tell like the ink is new, like look at how shiny that silk screening still is. Like I haven't worn this shirt in probably 20 years, at least. I can't remember the last time I wore it. It still kind of smells new, even though it's been in that box with all of my concert shirts for years. So I thought I would dig this one out. So the WAAF versus the damn Yankees. This got played in downtown Boston over by the Esplanade, actually. I was still an intern back then. Jeff says it looks new. I know. It's literally, I think I've probably worn it once or twice since I got it 27 years ago. Lou says, I like the Polar Peach Seltzer. I like so many of them. They're so good, but the lime is like my go-to. I don't drink a lot of soda or anything, but that lime seltzer, oof, so good. Somebody commenting saying that Aerosmith just canceled the rest of their residency. They're rescheduling it. So if you had tickets to go to Vegas to go and see Aerosmith in May or June, they're going to reschedule those dates. And so you just want to go on the Aerosmith like social media pages and that kind of stuff, and you'll get all of the information that you need. Does it still smell new? Yeah, kind of. It smells kind of like the cedar box that I keep all of my shirts in. So it doesn't smell like new car ink, like chemical smell. But Ricky says I was 11 in 93. Thanks, Ricky. Appreciate that. Mariah says I like the hard seltzer, as do I. But I'm going to cop to it. I gave blood today. And because I was so tired today when I got home from giving blood, I just thought it would be a better idea if I didn't drink tonight. So that's why I'm not drinking, because I'll probably end up falling over. Be like, I don't want to do that. So some news today. The daffodils that they usually line Boylston Street with for the marathon. Obviously, the marathon isn't happening until September. So the Boston Marathon, the BAA, has donated all of the daffodils that they obviously had bought and paid for long before we found out about the coronavirus. They are placing all of those daffodils, thousands of them, outside of all of the hospitals in Boston as a show of support for all of the healthcare workers. And I thought that was really cool. This is an anniversary in Boston. The Massachusetts Bay Colony passed the first New World Law 378 years ago today. So this is for all the teachers out there that are pulling their hair out trying to teach their kids via the internet. 378 years ago today, they passed the first New World Law that required that children be taught to read and write. It was a law setting the stage for public school education in Massachusetts. So happy anniversary to all of the public school teachers, because that went into effect 378 years ago today. So there you go. If you are a fan of the Wonders from That Thing You Do, the Oneaters, they are doing a fundraiser reunion. The whole band, Liv Tyler, all of them. It's going to be on Friday. On their YouTube channel. The Wonders have a YouTube channel, and it's going to be on Friday on their YouTube channel at 7:00. And I don't know if they're going to be performing, but they're doing it to raise money, and I thought it was pretty cool. So the Wonders are reuniting on Friday. Let's see. Today is the 10-year anniversary of the rock world losing Peter Steele. So I thought we could toast to the Green Man, to Peter Steele today. Cheers. It's another reason why I picked this black skull glass, because I thought it's a good tribute to Peter Steele. So to Peter Steele today. I thought it was also ironic that I ended up donating blood on Peter Steele's anniversary. So if you have a favorite Typo Negative song lyric or song or whatever, put that in your comments. There's some really good ones. I mean, like Cinnamon Girl, or I don't know. There's so many of them. They played one of the AAF Halloween parties at the Roxy, and I think I was still an intern, or I was on the street team, and I had to deliver the after show pizza to Typo Negative's tour bus. And Peter Steele had to bend down to get into the tour bus, because he was 6'7". And yes, I had that Playgirl issue. How you doing, Peter? Good. Christian Woman, says William. Heidi, I love their cover of Summer Breeze. It's so, so good. Typo Forever, says Rodney. Bill Santos says, I love your apparel. I got a plethora of WAF t-shirts. There are a lot of people. I heard that AAF shirts are selling for a ton of money on eBay. I haven't checked it, but I find that very interesting. So, oh, hold on. Billy says that he saw a Typo at the Channel. The Channel was the only place that let me get in underage in Boston for the longest time. That and maybe the Rat, but the Channel, oh my God, that place was such a great place to see a show. Heidi said, Monica says Playgirl issue. Yeah, Peter Steele was in Playgirl. Google it. Brenda says, I'm O positive in need of a kidney here in Leominster. Well, I am A negative, so I can't give you my kidney. But if you find somebody that wants to give you a kidney on the feed of Cocktails in the War Room, well, that would be freaking amazing. Let's see. Hey, I read on Facebook that they are fining people $5,000 to people that leave their gloves and masks on the ground. I don't know if that's true, but I did stop on my way home from donating blood today, and I stopped at Home Depot, and they had orange Home Depot, like 5-gallon buckets outside, like fastened to the places where you return your carriages. And it was for people to dispose of gloves and masks, because it's a huge problem that people are just taking them off outside of supermarkets and stores and stuff and just leaving them on the ground. And it's like, hey, asshole, somebody has to clean that up. Like, knock it off. There's 2 things you should not be doing. 1, you should not be flushing wipes. We talked about that a few weeks ago. It says flushable, meaning it's going to make its way through your plumbing and out of your house, but they are having massive flushable wipe issues at all of the wastewater treatment plants, so do not flush your wipes. The bleach wipes or the baby wipes, or don't flush that stuff. And the other thing is that people are trashing their gloves and masks and just throwing them around everywhere, and then they got to pay some poor, like, 16-year-old kid to go out there and clean it up. It's disgusting. So, I love this. Kevin says, Mistress Carrie, facilitator of organ transplants. You know, you never know. Which, by the way, if you're able to donate blood, you should. And are you an organ donor? Because if you're not, this is a good time to, like, go on mass.gov, like, go on the registry website and put that on your license. Become an organ donor. There's no reason not to. You can't do anything with your kidneys or your corneas or anything else while you're dead, so you might as well pass them forward. So become an organ donor. It's good for you. Kathy says, I see masks and gloves all over the place. I know. It makes no sense. It's like, just put them on the floor of your car with your Dunkin' Donuts bags like everyone else. You know you're a masshole when you've got Dunk's napkins in your door, and when you've got at least one Dunk's bag or an empty Dunk's cup, like, on the floor of the passenger seat of your car. That's how you know you are a true commuter in Boston, is that you have that stuff. They had a detail at Roach Brothers today and signs on the fine. Yeah, like, people should not be throwing their gloves and masks around. It's... Billy wants to know, what's the mask you wear when you ride your bike? Well, originally, I bought a new DOT helmet because after I crashed my motorcycle, my helmet wasn't good anymore because I hit my head on the highway. And so the one that I have has a clippable face mask that goes up, and it looks kind of like Bane. I thought it was really cool. But what I've noticed is that I don't like riding with it. It's not very comfortable, and I just figured that if I wanted to cover that part, that I would just wear my full face helmet. So I have a DOT, like a half helmet, and then that thing that clips into the front. I think it looks really cool, but it's not really comfortable to ride. And I've gotten more and more accustomed to wearing a full face helmet, which I never in a million years thought that I would wear and like, but I actually don't hate it. I have not gotten my bike out of storage yet, though, but I'm hoping to do that in the next week or so. What's up, Kevin in Florida? Kevin says it's littering no matter what you throw on the ground. 100%, but there is a huge problem with people throwing their gloves and masks right now. People just leave the store and they just take them off and throw them around, and it's yeah, I mean, can we not litter at all? But obviously in a time like this, can you not throw your masks and gloves around? Because it's just... you're not helping. Let's see. It's just common sense. I don't know why people just get told that stuff. Take care of your trash, period. Exactly, Tim. I totally agree with you. Stop being assholes. We don't need people to be assholes right now. Massachusetts by the numbers. These are the updated numbers today. There were 1,296 new cases diagnosed as of from yesterday to today. We lost 113 people since yesterday. The total number of corona or COVID-19 cases in Massachusetts is 28,163. And the total number of fatalities is 957. And I thought this was interesting. The total number of tests that have been administered in Massachusetts is 126,551 as of I guess, late this morning when Governor Baker did his press conference. A lawsuit has been filed by lobbyists and strip clubs suing over the government stimulus package because I guess they have been omitted from businesses that can petition for those grants, which I kind of think is interesting because strip clubs are a legitimate business and they are legitimately out of work right now. So not sure exactly why they have to sue to be part of the stimulus, but we need to get them all back to work too. Did you see that story about the 93-year-old lady named Olive Veronese, I think is how she says her name. She was photographed. She's the 93-year-old lady she was photographed with a picture that said, need more beer. Well, 150 beers showed up on Olive's front steps. So she's got cases of beer. She's 93. Way to go. I mean, maybe we should all be putting those signs out front. Unfortunately, a 29-year veteran of the Boston Police Department was among the COVID-19 fatalities. The police department just confirmed his identity. His name is Jose Fontanez. He was 53 years old, and he is the first active police officer in Boston that has been killed by the virus. And so if we could all just please remember his family and all of his co-workers, and just remember all of the first responders, the healthcare workers. We've been talking about it multiple times about viral load and that people that are dealing with multiple infected people are being exposed to higher levels of the virus, and they're more likely not only to catch it, but to get sicker than someone else that maybe casually comes into contact with someone that's sick because they're constantly dealing with different sick people. So just like we talk about every night, that a family would have to go through an immeasurable loss like that and do it in a time where normally the Boston Police Department would have, thousands of police officers from around the country coming to pay respect. They can't do that. And so not only is his family and the Boston Police Department being denied the opportunity to grieve the way that they would like, but just the law enforcement community in general is being deprived of the opportunity to mourn their own right now, and that is heartbreaking. So to his family, it's just so sad and just an immeasurable loss. And, we talk about the people that we're losing to this locally. Did you hear the story about David and Muriel Cohen? They were married 72 years. David Cohen was a radio operator in the Army in World War II that helped liberate a labor camp in Germany. And they died together last Friday within hours of each other in a retirement home in Longmeadow. One of them became ill and they did not want to be separated, and the family did not want to separate them. They had been married for 72 years. I just can't even fathom that. And to lose them, I believe they had 2 daughters, 6 grandchildren, and 8 great-grandchildren. And obviously leaving behind a legacy of not only selfless service during World War II, but also a 72-year marriage. Now, from what I read about Mr. Cohen, he not only was he a radio operator, but he also had taken a lot of photographs during his time in World War II and of the labor camps. And he did a lot as a Jew himself to educate people on the Holocaust. And I believe he was interviewed by the Smithsonian Holocaust Museum. And they have documented not only his story, but also some of his photographs are in the museum as well. So he's a local hero, and he was lost with his wife, both of them to the virus. So those are just a couple of more names of people that we've lost locally. It's just overwhelming. The people, especially the older people, the members of the greatest generation, these World War II veterans that we're losing at an alarming rate as it is. And then obviously anyone that's immunocompromised or older that we're losing. We're losing stories, especially for someone like Mr. Cohen. Thankfully, his stories are documented in the Smithsonian, but we're losing these people whose stories we need to hear. That generation stories, we need to hear them. I've talked to you guys before about, I hate the fact that my grandfather, that I didn't get to hear a lot of the stories that he had from, his service in World War II in Korea, because he just never talked about them. And he passed away in 2006. And it's like, all we can do is try to put those stories together after the fact. But the fact that we're losing so many of these World War II veterans, not only just to old age, but to this virus, is just a tragedy right now. Let's see. As of 8 o'clock this morning, down on the South Shore, there were still 46,000 people without power in the Commonwealth, most of them down on the South Shore. I'm assuming throughout the day they've been able to get power back up in a lot of places, but I have some friends that are down on the South Shore that are still on their generator right now. So do you guys all still have power? Are you guys good? Do you have electricity? We didn't lose it at my house, but it was windy as hell yesterday. Betty says, I miss my dad for his stories in the Navy. He died too young. He was 52. Exactly. I wanted to get this out. There is information on my Twitter feed at Mistress Carrie. The Walpole Police Department is asking for your help. They are looking for a 19-year-old named Seth Michaels, who is autistic and has been missing as of midnight last night. So if you could do me a favor, go to my Twitter feed, at Mistress Carrie on Twitter. His photograph, the information, all of that is up there. And if you guys could help spread the word, that would be fantastic as well. Bridget says, in lighter news, I heard about that World War II veteran who beat the virus right before his 104th birthday. I know. I saw him and he was like, it's going to take more than that virus to take me down. I mean, the guy's 104. Leave some balls for the rest of us, dude. It's unbelievable. And that's one of the things is that, unfortunately, we're hearing the names and the stories of the people that we're losing to the virus, but we're not hearing the good stories. Those stories are coming out a lot slower, partly because it's taking people so long to recover, but also, due to privacy laws and protections. Some people don't even want to talk about the fact that they had tested positive, because there are a lot of people out there that are freaking out. There have been people leaving notes on people's houses. I mean, for as much as we're seeing the best of humanity right now, we're also seeing the worst of it. And there are some ignorant people that are so afraid of being exposed to this virus that they're actually harassing people in their apartment buildings that they know have either had it or have it right now and are recovering and are quarantined in their apartments or in their houses, and their next door neighbors are being assholes. And so we're not hearing as many stories about the people that have recovered. And obviously, judging by the numbers we were just talking about, there have been 126,551 people tested in the Commonwealth, but only 28,163 positive cases. So there are a lot of people that are getting tested that are coming back negative, which is great. And then the total number of fatalities in Massachusetts is 957, based on cases at 28,163. Obviously, the math says way more people have either been exposed or think they were sick, took the test, and it came back negative. And then a lot of people that have come back as positive are obviously recovering, and that is giving all of us hope, which is amazing. But I just have such empathy for the families and communities that are losing people right now, because they're being deprived of being able to mourn in the way that we all know that you need to when you lose someone that you love. And it just breaks my heart. And so I know I talk about it all the time, but I just always want us all to just kind of keep those people in our thoughts. And if you're a religious person, keep them in your prayers. That, I can't imagine not being able to have the funeral that your family member or, coworker or someone deserved, and to be able to grieve openly. I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to have unresolved grief. And I don't really know, how you grieve after the fact. I don't know what the people that work in mental health are going to have to be there to kind of steer that ship, because I don't know how you go about grieving someone without closure. I don't know how you do that. So Kathy says 444 deaths are in skilled nursing. They've lost over 100 doctors just in Italy. I mean, that we talk about it again with the viral load, like the number of people that are extremely sick that you're exposed to raises your chances of not only getting it, but that you're going to get it and get sicker. And so, that's why, like today, when I went to give blood, all of those Red Cross volunteers, and they were so careful, and they literally, as I was sitting there eating my Cheez-Its, after I donated, I watched them wipe down the table that I laid on while I was donating. They are being so careful. Even just, signing the screen, my permission, they were like, you need to wear a glove for that. And so they are taking precautions. So if you've been thinking about donating blood, but maybe you were afraid of being exposed yourself or whatever, I can tell you after I donated today and watched how careful they were being, that I didn't have any concerns at all. Is today your birthday? If today is your birthday, cheers, obviously. Happy birthday to you. My friend Jim Rose, the sound guy, who is one of those people that, works in the music business, and, that whole industry is just, they're all just on hold. But it's my friend Jim's birthday today, so I want to say happy birthday to Jim. You share your birthday with Loretta Lynn today and a 75-year-old Richie Blackmore. So if today is your birthday, happy birthday. Eric says Red Cross, freaking pros. They were fantastic today. And like I said, I don't have the most cooperative veins, and she got me on the first stick and no bruising. I got a little red dot. I don't even know if you could see it. I got a little red dot on my arm. Otherwise, and then the little prick on this finger. But otherwise, I feel great. All right. Heidi wants to know what the artifact from the war room is tonight. So I told you guys about the ISIS flag a few weeks ago, right? I told you guys that story. I want to make sure that I told you guys about the ISIS flag that I have, because I know I showed it to you. I know that the Breaking the Ice podcast guys, Mike Shue and Josh Dolan and Isaiah, when they came here to record the podcast a month ago, by the way, can you believe that we've been doing the Cocktails in the War Room thing for a month now? It blows my mind that we've been getting together every night at 8:30 for a month now. It's insane. Anyway, so about the two trips that I had overseas. I went to Iraq in 2006, Afghanistan in 2011. What a lot of people didn't know, okay, thank you, George Fernandez, for telling me that, yes, I did tell you guys about the ISIS flag. So in 2017, I had coordinated another trip. This trip was going to be way more secret. I had to go by myself. I was going to go over Thanksgiving, and I was invited to go and embed with special operations troops. At the time, I was told I would just be flying into Jordan, which was all I was going to be able to say. And then I would be picked up and trained in Jordan and then taken to wherever, hey Scruffy, taken to wherever I was going to end up going. I had a feeling that I might be going to Syria, but I didn't know that for sure. They couldn't confirm anything. So we had gotten all the paperwork taken care of. We found an insurance company that was willing to insure me. Yes, there's an insurance company that will insure reporters in war zones. And I couldn't believe it either, but we found it. And my company actually approved me going overseas and getting embedded, even though they couldn't be confirmed as to where the hell I was even going to be. They didn't even know what country I was going to. All I knew is that I was told to travel extremely light, that I was going to be flying in and out of Jordan, and that I was going to be there over Thanksgiving. And unfortunately, I was supposed to leave the Friday before Thanksgiving in 2017. And that Monday, the Monday before, like 4 days before, the plug got pulled on the trip. And I was heartbroken because I really, really wanted to go. And so that's where I got the ISIS flag that I have, was from those guys. So the mission that they had gone on, that the ISIS flag came from, after the guys got home, I learned that they were in fact in Syria. I wasn't given a lot of specifics, obviously, because it was special operations deployment, so they couldn't really tell me too much, but they had said that if I were there on their FOB with them, the forward operating base, for anybody that doesn't know what a FOB is, that I wasn't going to be embedded with a big giant, like a battalion or anything like I had been in previous trips, that it was going to be a small group of guys. That there were certain times where they were like, you would not be able to leave the FOB with us, and other times you would have been able to. And so the ISIS flag that I got was from a mission that they were like, we went out looking for trouble that day, and we know we would have left you on the FOB that day, that you would not have been allowed to have gone out with us. But when they came back from that mission, they knew that had my trip gone off as planned, that I would have been there to celebrate with them after what was, in fact, a very successful mission. And so when they got back onto the FOB, they flew an American flag for me. And that was their way of kind of including me in the mission that I would have been there to help them celebrate. If I had been there. And so when they got back from that mission, they flew a flag over their FOB for me. And then when they got home, one of the guys from the unit came to the war room, as I had promised him, because he was from the New England area. And I promised him that when you get back, that there's a really good glass of scotch for you waiting in my war room. And so he came over and he gave me the ISIS flag that they got from that mission. And then they gave me the American flag that they flew for me on the FOB that day. He gave me some other things, and then so this is like a 2-part thing from the war room. And then the other thing that he gave me, which I thought was such a masshole thing to do, so not only did they fly the flag for me, but the local masshole guy from the unit gave me this, which was the hat that he wore on the missions when he was deployed in Syria. And I just thought it was such a masshole gift, such a New England quintessential thing to know that not only was he deployed and over there wearing this hat, but he wore it through the whole deployment. And then when he got back, he came to the war room and sat down with me and gave me a bunch of stuff. The ISIS flag, obviously, totally freaked me out because it's such a weird, you just see that, I just see it as such a symbol of evil. And then to know that all of those guys took time out of their day, that day, after that mission, to fly this flag for me, it meant the world to me. But then for him to give me the hat that he wore through his whole deployment, and that it was a Patriots hat, and a camo Patriots hat at that. So usually I have these things like this on the shelf in the war room, and so I wanted to show those to you. So it sucks that I can't shout him out, but he knows who he is, and we've kept in touch. I still regret that trip never happened because I wanted so badly to surprise you guys. I was supposed to leave on the Friday before Thanksgiving, And the plan was for me to get over there and have to go through a few days worth of training. And then obviously I wouldn't be able to tell you where I was in real time, but I would be able to talk about what I had done days before. But you guys would have turned the radio on that Monday or Tuesday before Thanksgiving, and you would have been like, she's where? She's doing what? And, you know, it broke my heart that the trip got canceled at the very last minute. The other funny part of the story is that when the trip got approved, I called a bunch of my Iraq and Afghanistan buddies that I had met. And I said, listen, you know, this trip is going to be a little different. I got to travel light. You know, they're telling me that, you know, just take what you can carry. Obviously, bring the equipment you need. But you know, that I needed to just bring stripped down stuff, but I needed good gear. And so I called a bunch of my buddies that I had been embedded with previously, and I said, can you guys come over and look over my gear and make sure that I've got what I need? And so I had, I don't know, there was 6 or 8 of them came over to the house, and we took a whoopee. The Army calls them whoopies, Marines call them poncho liners, but these camo blankets that everyone that's in the military knows what they are. And we laid it over my dining room table so we didn't scratch the table. And we just started laying out all of this stuff. Knives and just all of this stuff. And I remember my mom was here and she walked in and like all of the guys were showing each other their guns and they were arguing over which knife I should bring with me and just like all of this stuff. And my mom walked in the room and went, and then just turned around and walked the other way. But they helped me pack everything. I was ready to go. And obviously the trip got canceled at the very last minute. Eric says, no tears. Now, this is not a sad story, you fucker. No, I'm not going to cry tonight. I cried last night and I apologize. It's hard to talk about Staff Sergeant Grace without getting a little teary-eyed. I apologize. But I wanted to show you guys that stuff because I thought it was really cool that they flew the flag for me, and that was their official gift. But then also to have the Patriots hat that he wore, you know, that one of the guys wore on all the missions, I think it was pretty cool. So I keep that up on the shelf. So Wednesday, come here, say hi to everybody. She's standing in the other room, and she's just looking at me. She's like, I'm not. Oh, here she comes. Hold on. Come on, come up here and say hi to everybody. Come on. There she comes. Come here and say hi. This is what I hear all night while I'm watching television. And you're like, ah! Come on, you want to come up and take selfies with everybody? Come on, come up and take selfies with everybody. Yeah, that's how I can get her on the couch, is that I got to put the toy up there. There she goes. Oh, see? She shakes her head like a psycho. Come here, let's take selfies with everybody. Come here, come here, come here, come here. Sit. Okay, say hi to everybody. Say hi. Say hi. I recovered from my birthday party. Thank you, everybody. Are you making funny pug noises? All right, here you go. Here you go. I know, she is too freaking cute. I totally agree, Kathy. She's adorable. Hey, what are you doing? Get down off of that. She's trying to get up on the coffee table. She's all wound up tonight. Don't you touch that flag. Get out of there. Go on. Go get your toy. She's all wound up tonight, I guess. Everybody says hi, Wednesday. Look at her. She's trying to get the flag and the baseball hat that I just showed you guys. What are you doing? You can't have that. Weirdo. Do you want to say hi to everyone? Do you want to say hi to everyone? Say hi. Hi. I've been teaching her how to twirl. That's one of the other things I've been doing during the quarantine. She does paw, both sides. She'll lay down when you tell her. Look at her. Look at her. She's going after that flag and that hat that I just showed you guys. Hey, don't you dare. Get down, you. And she gives high five on both sides, and now I'm teaching her how to twirl on her back legs. It's a slow learning process, but she's getting it slowly. Oh, there she goes with the stingray. Can you hear that thing? All night long. I just listened to that. You gonna come up? There you go. Show everybody your toy. Yeah, she's wound up tonight. See? This is what it's like to watch television in my house. Oh, that's my boob. Knock it off. What the hell is going on? All right. Wednesday. Show everybody how you shake your head. See? There you go. Good job. You're a hunter. Right? You want to play fetch? All right, you can go. No, we're not playing tug of war. I said we could play fetch. I guess she wants to play tug of war. Come on, I have to give them a drink recipe. We got business to do Wednesday. Does anybody believe the vicious act that's going on with the 16-pound pug? She is wound up, Trisha. I know. At least she's not knocking the pillows off the couch tonight. Give me that. Oh, now she's growling. Give me. This is literally 5 minutes of energy, and then she's going to be passed out in no time at all. And just like I said, she just took the stingray in the other room, laid down on her blanket, and she's going to be snoring in about 90 seconds. There you go. That's the definition. That's how I've been spending my quarantine. There it is right there. All right, we need a drink, and I didn't pick one out tonight, so I got to just flip open a page, and let's just pick one. Here we go. This one's called a Climax. Interesting. 2 ounces of Southern Comfort, an ounce of Kahlua, and half an ounce of heavy cream. Here we go with the cream things again. Shake the ingredients, strain into a martini glass, and serve. We didn't do that one before, right? Oh my God. These drinks are alphabetized. 2 drinks down under the Climax. The cobbler. You're getting 2 drinks tonight because there's no way I'm not telling you what's in the cobbler, because if you find a way to make this and put blueberries in it, it just became the official drink of the war room. A teaspoon of powdered sugar, an ounce of soda water, 2 ounces of any spirit, seasonal fruit to garnish. It is. And in an old-fashioned glass, dissolve the sugar in the soda water, then fill the glass with ice, stir in the spirit, garnish with the fruit, and serve. You can literally make a blueberry cobbler. Greatest drink ever. Oh my God, that's so good. Krista says, follow the bouncing pug. Boing, 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 flop. Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly how she is. Steve, blueberry cobbler. Yes. Blueberry vodka. Oh, blueberry yes, that's exactly what's... Oh my God. Do I have blueberry vodka in the house? If we do, tomorrow night I'm making a blueberry cobbler cocktail. I don't know if I have one, if I have blueberry vodka. I got to check. I know I have cucumber vodka, vanilla vodka, and raspberry vodka, but I don't know if I have blueberry or not. I know, Drea, the blueberry cobbler. It just, the joke, the fact, I know I tell you guys this every night, but the fact that you guys are all in on the blueberry cobbler joke now, it just makes me so happy. You know what? Maybe if we end up doing the Cocktails in the War Room reunion at a bar like later this year, like somebody had suggested the other night, maybe that'll be the code word to get in, that you go up to wherever we end up doing it, that you'll have to go to the door and be like, blueberry cobbler, and that's how you get in, because then you're in the know. This is going to be fun. We just have to be able to leave the house, and none of us know when that's going to happen. Richie says, you want me to get a bottle for you, Carrie? Well, the Packies are open, right? I mean, I could conceivably go and buy blueberry vodka tomorrow. Will says, I live near New Hampshire if you need a booze run. Have you tried the whipped vodka? Yes, Jen, I have tried that, and it's dangerous. Brianna says, blueberry cobbler shots for all. You know what? We might have to get a bartender to come up with a blueberry cobbler shot. Like, that might need to happen. And it probably is going to need to have whipped cream on the top. Let's see. Please do that after party, Eric says. I mean, obviously, I got to figure out what the hell I'm going to be doing for a job. But I will do everything that I can to find the right venue and try to get some music and some entertainment, and we will do a Cocktails in the War Room party. Like, that would be amazing. That would be so fun. And you know what? It makes me smile because it's giving me something to look forward to. And now my radio brain, the part of my brain that's like, ooh, we could do this and we could put this event together. Like, I miss doing stuff like that at the radio station. And so, like, this will be really fun. And maybe we could, do some kind of charity angle for it. Or, I just think it would be amazing. So just know that my goal is that you guys are not, when this is all over, you're not allowed to scatter to the winds, that we are going to all have to get together and have a party. Blueberry cobbler shots for all. That's going to be great. I can't wait. Pre-job party, Eric says. Maybe. Mark says, do it as a fundraiser. Yeah, exactly. However, whatever. And Annette says, we'll all go in PJs. Oh my God, that would be amazing. This idea is getting better. And hold on, I'm going to write that. Did I show you guys this like leather bound like notebook? This is what I write all of my Cocktails in the War Room like notes and stuff. So whenever I see something on TV or I read something on the internet and I want to be able to talk to you guys about it, I have this. I'm going to write this down. Okay. Reunion party. What are we agreeing to so far? There has to be a charity. We have to have blueberry cobbler drinks. I kind of like the PJs idea. I'm not going to lie. And we're going to need some kind of music or something for sure. We're going to need that. George says the big gig has been postponed for a year, ? Yes. The big gig was supposed to come up on April 25th of this year, and now it is postponed until April 24th of next year. And we're going to need to get together before the big gig. So I think this Cocktails in the War Room reunion thing, I mean, obviously it's not going to be, oh, Eric, yes, PJs or a vintage concert shirt. So smart. I'm writing it all down so we don't forget this after too many cocktails in the War Room. Yeah, the vintage concert shirts might actually be better than the PJs, although if you wanted to show up and, maybe the bunny PJs will make an appearance. I know you guys are. PJs or band t-shirts. I totally agree. Blueberry password. That would be a wicked bash. Let's see. A pet-friendly venue, Steve says. That's going to be a little bit harder to pull off, in all honesty. It would have to then be an outdoor venue, and then we're going to be dealing with crazy pugs and whatever. Pants optional, Tony wants to know. Drea says Godsmack just canceled everything for the rest of the year. Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, it's hard to put these tours together. They plan them out months in advance. So at least we all know we're going to get the big gig next April. So we know that's going to happen. But I love the vintage concert shirt idea. That is just awesome. Or AAF shirts. Well, the big gig is for AAF. The cocktails in the war room thing, this is post WAF. This is us. This is our little clan. This is our coronavirus, locked in the house, social distancing, surviving the plague party that we're all doing. So I think the vintage concert shirts idea is kind of fun. I think that would be very, very cool. So I've started taking notes, and we will figure it out. First of all, we got to get out of the house. And in order to do that, we all got to be healthy to be able to go to this bash whenever I figure out how the hell I can put it together. So you guys got to stay safe. You got to stay strong. I know the next couple weeks in Boston or in Massachusetts are going to be rough. Today, finding out that we lost a Boston police officer to this virus. And, I know it's going to be rough. So we got to stay positive. We got to ask for help when we need it, and we got to offer help if we don't need help ourselves, and to let the people that we love know that, hey, we're here if you need something. So don't lick anything weird, and wash your damn hands. Throw your gloves and masks out in trash barrels. Don't flush your wipes. I mean, we're going to figure this out. We're going to get through this, but we just all got to, Kimberly says we're all war room roomies now. Exactly. We're all like this gang now. I love this. You guys make me happy. This is so awesome. And I love the fact that you guys are all as excited about this as I am. But when we get this thing planned out, you guys better show up. Don't make some excuse like, oh, it's a bad weekend for me. Like, we survived a friggin' plague together. So whenever we get, once I know when we're out, and we're going to do it at a local place so that we can help a local business owner get back on their feet. I think it would be fantastic. Terrence says, brush your teeth too. If you're wearing a mask, do you really got to brush your teeth? I mean, I want you to, but still. And the event must start at 8:30, Mark says. Maybe doors at 7:30, but officially starts at 8:30. All right, guys, listen. To all of the healthcare workers, to Peter Steele, to everyone that is working to keep us all healthy and safe. Cheers to you guys. Thank you for joining me every night at 8:30 in the War Room. I will see you tomorrow. Stay safe, everybody. I love you.